welcome to Clinton's Corner on a Monday. My name is Clinton John, and thanks for joining me once again. As you know, here at the Fair Digest, we bring you the latest sports news on a Monday. So without further ado, straight into it then. So I'm going to start off with some NFL action over the weekend, some American football for you guys. The Houston Texans, they took on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Texans won this one 24-3. Texans now moved to a 6-3 record. Then the Eagles, they took on the Chicago Bears. The Philadelphia Eagles, they took on the Chicago Bears. Eagles winning this one 22-14 over the Bears. Eagles now moved to 5-4. That's 2 wins in a row for the Eagles, so things looking better for them now. Indianapolis Colts, they fell to the Steelers. The Colts now moved to a 5-3 record on their season, and the Steelers now at 4 wins and 4 losses as well. Then the Seahawks, they took on the Bucks. This was a tight game. The Bucks actually led 21-7 at one point, but the Seahawks came back nicely and won this one 40 points to 34 over the Bucks. Seahawks now moved to a 7-2 record. The Patriots, they suffered their first loss of the campaign. They went down 34-20 to the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson running in for 2 touchdowns. So the Patriots now, they moved to 8-1, and the Ravens, they moved to 6-2. So Ravens looking good for this, thus far for the season. Last but not least, the Packers, they took on the Chargers. The Packers coming to the game 7-1 and heavy favourites, but they lost 26-11 to the Chargers. So the Packers now moved to a 7-2 record. At this point of the season, I just thought I'd break down just a little look at the divisions and where the teams stand at the moment. So in the AFC East, the Patriots lead the way with an 8-2 record. They're followed by the Buffalo Bills 6-2, the New York Jets 1-7, and the Dolphins also 1-7. So Pats pretty much cruising that division as expected. Then in the AFC North, the Ravens, I think they're the surprise package there in that one. I think everyone thought the Steelers or perhaps the Browns were going to take that division, but it was a pretty open division to start with. But the Ravens look to be the ones to beat in that division now. They are top 6-2 with a 6-2 record. Steelers with a 4-4 record can maybe still catch them, but I doubt it. I just see the Ravens growing from strength to strength now after beating the Patriots. Browns 2-6, very disappointing season for them, given the fact that Baker Mayfield, Rookie of the Year last season, big things expected of him. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, etc. Big things were expected of the Browns this season. They haven't delivered at all. And then the Bengals are 0-8. Tough season for the Bengals thus far. Then in the AFC South, the Houston Texans, they lead the way there with a 6-3 record. Followed by the Colts with a 5-3 record. Tennessee Titans 4-5. And the Jacksonville Jags 4-5 as well. So a pretty tight division there. A couple of wins either way for any of the teams could swing things there in that one. I do see the Texans probably coming out tops in that one, although the Colts will probably ride them all the way. Then the AFC West, the Chiefs are still hanging on to top spot with a 6-3 record. The Chiefs, 6-3 record. Then the Raiders are 4-4 in that division. The Chargers now 4-5, and the Broncos are 3-6. I think the Chiefs missing Pat Mahomes, just have to hang in there, and I think once he comes back, they'll still top the division. I don't think they'll get home field anymore for the playoffs. I think that's pretty much gone. I see the Patriots getting home field, and I see the Patriots probably getting through. The Chiefs' defense is just not up to scratch this season. Then the NFC East, the Cowboys lead the way in this division now with a 4-3 record, followed by the Eagles with 5-4. Then the Giants 2-6, Redskins 1-8. The Cowboys' lead over the Eagles is, I think, a tentative one. I think the Eagles have found some form again. Although the next game for the Cowboys is against the Giants, so I see them extending that record to 6-3. I do see the Cowboys probably winning this division. I just don't think the Eagles' consistency is quite there. Although the Cowboys haven't been that consistent either, so this one's probably still up for grabs. In all honesty, then the NFC North, the Packers have a grip on this one, 7-2 with a 7-2 record at the top. They're followed by the Vikings with a 6-3 record. The Bears are 3-5, and the Lions are 3-1-4. The one is a tie. So the Packers top of that division, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. The Vikings can challenge, but I just don't see it happening this season. For top spot in that division, the Packers just look too good at the moment. Even given the fact that they lost last night, I still think they have enough in the tank with Aaron Rodgers there and a good offense. Then moving on to the NFC South now, the Saints, they are 7-1 at the top of the division, followed by the Panthers 5-3. The Buccaneers are 2-6, followed by the Falcons, who are 1-7. Falcons obviously the disappointment this season. Atlanta, a couple of seasons ago within the Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the Patriots. So they'd be bitterly disappointed with this start of the season. Saints, however, flying high, even without Drew Brees. Teddy Bridgewater's come in and done an amazing job for them. I don't see the Panthers catching them in this one. The Panthers are too inconsistent, and Saints are just a far better team. Then last but not least, the NFC West, the 49ers, they are the only unbeaten team in the NFL at the moment with an 8-0 record. The Seahawks come in second there with 7-2. The Rams, Super Bowl contenders last season, 5-3 record. And then last but not least, the Arizona Cardinals 3-1-5 on the season thus far. The one obviously being the tie with the Lions. 49ers doing good things this season. That defense this season is absolutely amazing, and they're getting turnovers, and when you do that, they're scoring off the turnovers. When you do that, that's a sign of a good team. 49ers, I must admit I didn't see them doing this well this season, but could be Super Bowl contenders as well. That was just a quick look at the divisions for the National Football League, the American football. Yeah. So moving on now to some NBA action over the weekend. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break down the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference thus far. So in the Eastern Conference, the Philadelphia 76ers, they are currently at 5-0 record. They won on the weekend. They beat the Portland Trailblazers 129-128. Dame Lillard had a great game, 33 points, but despite that couldn't pull out the win. For the 76ers, Al Horford got 25 points, Tobias Harris 23, Ben Simmons chipping in with 11 assists there. Then second in the Eastern Conference is the surprise package here, the Miami Heat, with a 5-1 record. They beat the Houston Rockets 129-100. Jimmy Butler getting 18 points and 9 assists in this one, with Robinson chipping in with 23 points as well. Obviously Jimmy Buckets elevating that team to a new level that most probably didn't think they had. Then third in the Eastern Conference is the Boston Celtics with a 4-1 record. They beat the Knicks over the weekend, the New York Knicks, 104-102. Kemba Walker with 33 points and Jason Tatum with 24 points for the Celtics. So things looking good for the Celtics there. And then the Milwaukee Bucks, obviously they played the Raptors in the conference finals last season. They off to a pretty decent start as well, 4-2 record, fourth in the standings thus far. They beat the Raptors 115-105. Giannis coming in, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I can't say his name, some Greek name, but Giannis coming in with 36 points, 15 rebounds and 8 assists in this one, and he was pretty much the standout performer there. So that's the top four in the Eastern Conference. Then moving on to the Western Conference now, the LA Lakers lead the way with a 5-1 record. They beat the Spurs over the weekend, 103-96. Yes, 96. Anthony Davis in this one with 25 points, 11 rebounds. LeBron James with a triple double in this one, 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. LeBron James getting those assists up there, handling the ball this season. Second in the Western Conference is another surprise actually, is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are currently 4-1 and they beat the Washington Wizards over the weekend, 131-109. Covington with 20 points, Wiggins with 21 points, and Culver with 20 points as well. Timberwolves looking good, even though without their talisman, who is Karl Anthony Towns, who's suspended for 2 games after that fight with Joel Embiid, obviously. Then just moving on, third on the log is the Clippers. The Clippers have a 5-2 record. The LA Clippers have a 5-2 record. They beat the Utah Jazz over the weekend, 105-94. Kawhi Leonard with 30 points, Harrell with 19 points, and Lou Williams with 17 points as well. So some nice points off the bench there for the Clippers, and I think that is their strength in this season. Obviously in this, and then another surprise in the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns are currently 4-2. It's obviously still early in the season, but they beat the Grizzlies, the Memphis Grizzlies, 114-105 over the weekend. Devin Booker with 21 points and Baines with 20 points there for the Phoenix Suns. So there's a bit of a surprise. I didn't see that coming in the Western Conference. However, obviously, you know, the basketball season being 82 games, a lot can change, and I think a lot will. I think you'll see the contenders slowly rise to the top. In the Western Conference, I see probably the Lakers and the Clippers fighting it out for the top 2 spots. In that one, in the Eastern Conference, the 76ers look good. The Heat look good at the moment, but I think it will be the 76ers at the Bucks, and the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, towards the end of the season, and you'll see that they'll probably be 1-2. I see probably maybe the Bucks making it out of this conference, although, you know, 76ers looking good at the moment. Okay, right, so moving on, there was some MMA action over the weekend. Now, this was a card I've been waiting to see for a long time. UFC 244, I think it was. 244, yes, 244. Was a great card. You know, from Kevin Lee to Wonderboy Thompson. There were great fights right throughout this card, and they lived up to the billing. So Kevin Lee came in. Kevin Lee knocked out Grigor Gillespie in the first round, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. I think it was a right hook followed by a left head kick, and the shin connected with the jaw quite beautifully, and it was a fantastic knockout. Gillespie was out cold immediately. Gillespie coming into this one 13-0, so disappointing for him, but great for Kevin Lee. Then Wonderboy Thompson took on Vicente Luque. Also, you know, looked to be a great fight too. 2 very good strikers. Wonderboy obviously with the kickboxing background, and you know, Vicente Luque is a very tough competitor as well. Wonderboy won this one by decision, so obviously it went all through all the 3 rounds. He just won it with sheer volume and accuracy of strikes. Wonderboy was just too good for Vicente on the night. Looked like he had him down a couple times with the knockout, but you know, to Luque's credit, he kept coming back, kept taking the shots, and you know, landed some pretty decent shots on Wonderboy as well. And then the fight we all wanted to see, Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Now this fight was stopped after the 3rd round because of a cut to the eye of Nate Diaz, or just above the eye, well, above and below the eye, to be honest with you. But I have to say, I've seen worse cuts in the UFC, and the fact that this fight was stopped because of that cut, I think they got it wrong on the night. I think it could have gone on. So Masvidal moves to a 35-13 record now. Yeah, but Masvidal was winning the fight on points, but we all know that Nate Diaz's strategy is sort of a slow poison, wear your opponent out, and you know, sort of the 4th and 5th rounds is where he gets his wins. So it's very possible that Nate could have got a submission in the last 2 rounds. You never know, he's obviously a submission artist. But in my mind, Masvidal was winning anyway. So the TKO is not, I don't think it's totally unfair, but yeah, I would say that we would need a rematch of this one because, you know, Masvidal was pretty dominant, but you know, Nate Diaz can do anything in those last 2 rounds. So yeah, so looking forward to that rematch. And then last but not least, the Rugby World Cup final was played on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, and South Africa won 32-12 against England. An absolute great performance by the Springboks. And obviously on Friday there will be a full review of that game and all its happenings. So thanks for joining me once again, guys. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe here to the Fair Digest YouTube channel, as well as our online magazine, thefairdigest.com. And also get those comments in, guys. I'd love to hear from you and see what you think of the sports breakdown for Mondays, and obviously the Wild Protein on Fridays. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.